everybody. What's up? It's Holy Joe Rock and Roll coming at you live and unscripted. I wanted to discuss why U.S. tariffs have not caused massive price increases like people thought. I don't know why any people are not even discussing this. All they're saying is it will or it won't. This is the bottom line. When a company like Walmart buys, let's say, a million T-shirts from China, and the original tariff was, say, 10%. Let's say they pay the t-shirt sells for $5 in the US, right? But maybe they pay it, let's just call it, keep it easy for the math. Let's say they pay $1 per t-shirt, right? And then they mark it up to $5. Probably it's more like 10, 15, whatever. But let's keep it simple. So a $1 t-shirt, the original tariff was 10 cents. And then they sold it for 5 or 10 or 15, whatever, right? Plenty of margin in there to cover costs and everything. Now, let's say the tariffs go to 50%. So that $1 t-shirt, they now pay 50 cents on it, so it costs them $1.50. They can still sell it for $5, $10, $15, whatever, and still make money. Do you get it? You see why they are eating the cost? And in the case of a big company like Walmart, they may even be able to get the Chinese producer to drop their price by, say, 10%, right? So then it's really 90-cent t-shirt and they're paying 50% on 90, which is 45 cents. So it's a dollar, what is it, $1.35 that it actually costs them the gross or the gross cost, $1.45, and they still sell it for 5, 10, 15 bucks, right? Especially if it's got a decal on it, they might sell it for 15 bucks in Walmart. But if it's just a plain white t-shirt, maybe it's $3, but still, it's a 100% markup from their cost, including the tariff. And this is the reason why the tariffs have not shown massive increases in prices, because you pay the tariff on the actual cost to the purchaser. When you import the goods and you get the bill of lading, which is the bill that says what did you buy? What is the value? The value is the wholesale value because that's what I paid for if I'm Walmart. I paid $1 for the t-shirt, so I'm going to pay 10%, 20%, 50%, whatever, on what I paid, not on the retail price. Okay. And going back into history, remember when all this manufacturing was offshored? It was supposed to be a benefit for the consumer. And I remember the first time I went into Macy's. I don't even know if they still exist. It's a department store is a department store in the US. And I went and I looked at some white dress shirts. And I thought, okay, I looked, they're made in China. And then I looked at the price. And this is 20 years ago. And the price was like $65 for a men's dress shirt, 100% cotton, or maybe it was a blend, 60-40 blend, whatever. But it was a name brand. It wasn't like Polo or Ralph Lauren, but it wasn't a store brand either. It wasn't Arrow. Anyway, it was some mid-level brand, and it was $65. And I thought, how the hell is this shirt made in China $65? I thought we, the consumer, are going to see a price decrease because the costs have gone down, right? They outsource it, but no, it didn't. What happened was the corporations made more profits, but did they share it with their employees? Not really. The senior management got big pay raises, right? That's where all the money went. And then maybe some of the money went into mergers and acquisitions and maybe to pay dividends. So if you were a shareholder, maybe you made some money, but what are you going to make? 3%, 4% on a retail stock? Maximum 2%? Their margins aren't actually that great because it's all being sucked up by employee costs, rents, and then inventory costs, right? So anyway, um, I'm glad that the tariffs are in effect and they seem to be working. They're generating billions and billions of dollars for the U.S. government. And again, it's coming out of the companies which aren't paying corporate taxes. A lot of these companies are not paying corporate income taxes because of the way the corporate tax structure is set up. If you can show that your expenses are more than your income, you actually earned no profit and you're going to pay zero on no profit, right? You're going to pay not if you made no profit, you pay no taxes on profit, right? And of course, look, the companies do pay salaries, they pay Social Security, they pay, all that stuff. So they are expending money to the government to have a business. What's wrong with my eye? It looks like my eye is effed up. Or is that just the camera? I don't know. It's weird. Gotta go check that later on. It was just the lighting. I don't know. That's effed up. That's weird. That is weird. I don't know if something's going on with the processing of this film because of the background. That looks really weird. Anyway, that is the reason why tariffs didn't or aren't going to jack up the prices for consumers in a major way. The prices may not go down, right? Because you're cutting into the cost, but certainly the prices will not go up at retail because of a tariff, because especially from from China, from Bangladesh, from Vietnam, from all these countries which are low cost producers. That's the reason why they offshored this manufacturing, because it was a very low cost. So anyway, hope that explains it. This has been Holy Joe Rock and Roll, exposing the myths, exposing the lies, and giving you the straight economic facts. If you want more of this, just hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of more videos. And check out my latest releases from our label. They're available on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, wherever you get your music from. Pandira, whatever, wherever you get your music from. And thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.